Yeah, so this is so I'm starting my presentation. So first, let us talk about a few basic things about COVID. So COVID now has many names. It was initially called COVID-19. Initially, it was also called as Wuhan COVID-19. Then it got changed to COVID-19. Then it was called again as SARS-CoV-2 2019 nCoV HCoV-19. So these are the different names. There are seven human coronaviruses which we have studied so far, out of which four are normal and three are novel. Currently, we are dealing with alpha, beta, and gamma virus, and even Omicron variant. Let's see a little bit about the structure of coronavirus. This is how the coronavirus looks like. So it's the orange thing that you can see are basically the spikes. It is a medium size virus, but the largest among the mRNA. It is enveloped. So you can see this green layer, gray color, sorry, is the envelope protein. And it is made up of many protein materials like nucleocapsid, and it has a lipid bilayer. So lipid bilayer, why is this is important is because soap works to disrupt this. That's why we say use soap and also alcohol based sanitizers. The word corona actually means crowns. So you can see here that the crowns are there for the spike. They're basically in the shape of crown. So that is why the name coronavirus. And this is also made up of some protein material, glycoprotein spike peptimers. Now, how did COVID basically start? Okay, so there is this theory that so what animal you can see here is basically a pangolin. Okay, so it started from bat to mammal and then to human in November or December 2019. Okay, so pangolins are basically used in Chinese medicine, and also there's a link to seafood and exotic animal market. Another theory is that it was created in Wuhan lab. Okay, and also they were used for human consumption. Now let's talk a little bit about coronavirus transmission. So we all know how it has spread and how it has affected in the community, but we'll go a little bit in more detail. Okay. So what is an incubation period? So once one single virus comes inside the body, it takes certain time to multiply. So that is called as incubation period. So total incubation period is basically 2 to 14 days. Okay. And the symptoms start showing from day 5 to 6 from exposure, but it can double within 6 to 7 days itself. Okay, and initial symptoms, when you have the mild symptoms, that's when actually the virus starts to shed a lot. Shed means it starts to spread a lot in the early course of disease itself. Okay, so the next, how does it spread is basically by respiratory droplets. What are respiratory droplets? These are basically any type of secretions coming from the mouth, nose, and even from the chest. So the larger droplets can travel up to 3 feet. The smaller, medium ones can travel up to 6 feet. So from hand to mucous membrane to skin, and they stick to the skin easily. The T zone of the face, mainly eyes, nose, and mouth, those are the most vulnerable. Okay, and so once it has traveled out of the mouth, it can stay for up to 3 days on solids. Okay, and solids means plastic, porcelain, steel, and for 24 hours it can stay on cardboard depending upon the temperature and humidity, and 3 hours if aerosolized. So aerosolized basically means in case it is coming out from air, vents, from the ACs, in malls, in aeroplanes. So if one person coughs in an aeroplane for 3 hours, you can see that the respiratory droplets can travel. And also airborne with cough, like I said just now, also certainly possible with intubation. So now this is an hospital setup. If a person is already affected with coronavirus and is intubated, and we use certain instruments like high pressure oxygen, high flow oxygen nebulizer, suctioning, non-invasive positive pressure ventilation, all these can also, without being cleaned properly, can spread coronavirus. And also it can spread through fecal matter. That is why diarrhea is actually very common in in COVID patients. So this is a diagram to make you understand. You can see these blue dots, which are the bigger dots. These are the ones basically which